In this video we are going to use another variable. In fact, we're going to use two variables. We're going to use one to replace this -196 here and one to replace this 145. This is the start position of Mario when we click the green flag. So if I click the green flag, we can see Mario goes to the start. So I'm going to create a variable called start X and have it there. I'm going to have a variable called start Y and I'm going to have it there. These two numbers down here, when I touch the maze, says go back to the start position. So that would be start X and that would be start Y. Now the reason why we're doing this is when we have new levels, so if I click on the maze for a second, when we have new levels, we're going to have different costumes. We're going to have level 2, level 3, level 4 and so on. When we have that, Mario may start in different places in the maze and we can use that information to help us place him later on. So at the moment you might not see the reason for doing this, but in the long run for the game it's really the only way to go if we're going to play levels. So I'm going to create two more variables. So make a variable. So make sure you've got data selected in the scripts, the blocks. Click on make a variable, and I'm going to have one called start X. And again, it is just for this sprite. It's not for all sprites. It's only for the player. Okay. If I had some enemies running around, I wouldn't want them to be in the same place as Mario. I'd want to give them their own starting positions. So for this sprite only, and again we see it on the screen. To get rid of it, we take the tick out of the box. So there's my first variable, start X. I'm going to have another one for this sprite only, going to be called start Y, so the Y starting position, and click OK. Again, take the tick out of the box. So I'm going to give myself a little bit more room by moving this to one side again. Now we have to think about it. I'm just going to drag this apart to help you. We need to know the values of the X and Y before we go there. Okay, so I'm going to drag two of these out, set start Y and set start Y. Whoops, right, that'll be fine. And I change that one to start X, and that one's going to stay as start Y. Now I need to copy this value -196 into the X value here and the 145 into the Y value there. And that is basically it. All I need to do now is use the variable. And these are the variables, these little round or rounded rectangles. These are the actual variables I can use instead of the numbers. Notice that they match the roundness of these numbers here. So all I need to do is wherever I see 196, I need to put a start X. So I found one there, and there's another one down here. So I need to put my start X in there. I'm going to do the same for the start Y. It's going to drag into that box. There's my start Y position, and do the same down here. And that's it. So I am now controlling all of my game with variables. The point of variables is that they can change. When I just had numbers, I would have had to stop my program and physically change those numbers. Now I don't. I can control them just by changing the start values here or the speed here to change what happens in my game. So let's just check this game works. So if I click on the green flag, remember, let's set the speed to 5 again so that it has some sort of decent speed. Now the game should work. Remember, I've changed these. I haven't put numbers in these. I've used variables instead, so I'm expecting the game to work. So when he touches the maze, he should go back to the start position. So I've clicked the green flag, running down the maze. Let's go right, touches, and he's gone back to the start. And there you go, the costume's working nicely, he's facing the right direction. So that's variables. In the next video we are going to look at making comments in our program. It's getting rather large now, and we need to have comments to help us remember at a later stage what happened. So that will be in the next video.